Hi. Oh my God. How are you guys? Hi. Sorry. Okay, so you guys remember like before I went on my hiatus how like I used to have a hard time starting shows? Same boat, same issue. Fucking happy new year, you guys. Thanks for coming back. I know you guys are like, "Who are you?" I don't know you. But I guess if you're new, hi, I'm Chris. And if you're old, again, thank you for coming back. Thank you for trusting the fucking process and knowing that I was coming back because I have to, right? Okay, so anyway, this is episode 152 of Shenanigans with Friends. I know it's been a little while, so I'm just going to go through it really quick for anybody who's new here. I just pick about anywhere between 7 to 10 topics, and I quickly go through them with the shenanigans. If you guys are familiar with All Knocked Up or 420M Vegas podcast, you guys kind of know my style. And if not, here we go. I'm so happy to be back. There's been a whole bunch of times like that I thought that I was ready to come back, but I just couldn't like bring myself to actually do it. I don't know, y'all. I mean, again, if you're old listeners, you guys know that I do suffer from anxiety and depression sometimes. So that's kind of where my hiatus started. I think was how long has it been? Like since the summer? But that's kind of where my hiatus started. And then from there, I just kind of got really busy with work and was trying to find other ways to like combat my fucking my saddies. I don't know what to call them, like my sad moments or whatever. And it's not, you know what's so crazy about like depression and all that other shit is that like outside of like yourself, like generally, like you can pass off as okay. You know what I'm saying? So instead of like wallowing in that, what I was doing was I was putting a lot of effort into work, a lot of effort into new crafts that I've realized that I'm really, really good at. And we'll get to that in a second for the one up for the week, or not in a second, but eventually. um, and just, just working on myself and stuff like that, just finding ways to make myself happy outside of this. Keep myself happy outside of this. But I can't lie and tell you that I didn't miss it. So that's why I'm back. Um, I figured like the start of 2023 would be a really good way to come back fresh. You know what I'm saying? Had plenty of time. A lot of things have happened. RIP Takeoff. RIP. I don't know if I was around for Betty White. RIP Betty White. RIP Gangsta Boo. Um, I know I'm missing like a bazillion more people, but those are things that I feel like affected me while we were away. So I want to take a moment for that. Um, yeah, man, just crazy. Okay, what was I about to say? All right, so let me see. Recaps of like things that happened to me since August. My car got stolen, then I got a new one, so it's all good, and it's a better car, so that's all good. Let's see. What else happened? Just a lot of like loss, and I don't know if that's like just and like adjacent to like the holiday season, but just like a lot of lost like friends of the family and things like that. So just a lot of things to like emotionally unpack, you know. But I will say one of the things that have definitely helped along the way and also kind of reminded me of how much I like to do this podcasting thing was being able to record for 420 in Vegas. And I know a lot of like diehard shenanigans friends. I know a lot of diehard shenanigans with friends, right? You guys were kind of probably bummed out the fact that like I was on this other show that's fairly new, right? And I wasn't recording my own show, but you guys have to understand there's so much that goes into like this, like recording and editing and publishing and social media. And honestly, lot of times last year, even when I was doing it, I did feel overwhelmed. And again, not like I'm not used to this, like I know how to do this, I do this, but I don't know, 2022 just had a real bad vibe over me, and I'm glad it's over. But yeah, so it takes a lot of like energy and like willingness to like really like sit here, prep your show, like do all that stuff to like really like be ready to record. And honestly, I just wasn't in the mindset a lot of times last year to do that. So it was easier for me because also I was able to leave the house. I could leave the house, go to Zay, shout out to Zay and Ray, go to Zay's, record, and then I could leave. Like he uploaded everything, like so it was like no stress on me, and it also gave me an outlet to do the things that I like to do, which is talking at y'all, I guess. But so yeah, so if anybody was wondering, like, damn, like you just launched a new podcast, didn't like never came back. Like it wasn't like that. It's just that for All Docked Up, for this, for Quiet Time, even for when it's my month for podcast happy hour, it just takes a lot of work. And mentally, like I couldn't do it. But what I am planning on making sure that I'm conscious or aware of is just kind of like when I'm starting to feel like that, and then try to figure out ways to I don't know, not combat. Yeah, I guess combat it just so I could get through. Cause I know that like this shit is therapeutic for me. So it's like I have to push myself to do this so that I in turn can feel good, right? I don't know. It's bullshit. I don't know. Everything's crazy. But anyway, so enough of that. I'm back. Yeah, man. I don't know. You guys have been following me on IG and all stuff like that. You guys see I'm like alive, like I didn't die or anything, because like here I am. But yeah. All right. So anyway, I'm ready to get started. Y'all ready to get started? All right, cool. Let's see. Where's my weed? Where's my weed? Okay. Let's start off. Okay, it's January 3rd, right? And so a lot of times people start the new year and they're like, oh, I'm not going to smoke anymore. I'm not going to drink anymore, blah, 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 whatever the resolution that you've picked out is. But being truthful with yourself, how often do those fucking resolutions fall to the wayside within like 2 weeks? And I'll even give you like, you like going to the gym on January 1st, people, I'll even give y'all that y'all will probably make it the first 4 months. Or not 4 months, 4 weeks. And then y'all gonna stop doing that. And it's okay. Like, I get it. Like the pressure to like want to like combat all the things that happen Thanksgiving, Chris, like that whole fucking holiday season is just like food, 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 food. Like, and so like I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to make a proclamation to fucking get rid of all the shit that you've gained over the holidays. I totally get that. But being realistic, like it just half of the time when you set resolutions for yourself, that shit does not work. And it's not that it doesn't work because you don't want it to. I don't know. If I feel like to me, it's just like commercial fucking pressure, right? So what I wanted to talk to you guys about would be like some New Year's resolutions that you could like actually do, right? All right, so I'm gonna go through a couple of just a couple of them, just like some realistic ones, some technological ones or technology related ones, and we'll just kind of go from there. Okay, so out of 10 realistic resolutions, you can do things this year, like start washing your hands after you use the restroom, or watch remakes of movies, like or get divorced and remarried. Like you cannot spend money at Starbucks this year. I think like that's something that you can definitely do. You can make a resolution to continue to avoid paying your student loans and see what happens with this Joe Biden thing. You know, things like that. As far as like technology related ones, so a lot of people will come into the new year and they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna not be on TikTok so much. I'm not gonna be on IG so much. Or I'm gonna stop Facebooking, or whatever the case may be. But again, that's not really realistic because somebody's gonna send you a clip of a TikTok video, and then you're gonna go to TikTok, and then you're gonna be like scrolling forever. Like, trust me, that's literally how I signed up for it. And I don't know if you guys follow me, but I be TikToking a little bit. Anyway, so 10 here's some technology related resolutions, right? You can resolve to watch more cute kitten videos on YouTube, or you could check your emails at least once a year. You could change your username to password and then change your password to username and make it hard for like hackers to get you, right? You could watch you could stop buying worthless junk, I guess. This one says stop buying worthless junk on eBay because QVC has better specials. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say don't forget your boy Amazon. Let's see. You can avoid fingertip soreness by learning to play a video game instead of an actual fucking instrument. You could start a blog about how you would write more if you had something to write about. Like again, these are you could talk with a robot voice all the time. Like there's so many like realistic resolutions that you can make that won't like you know what I'm saying? Like you won't be bummed out because it'll be something like you'll want to do every day. You know what I'm saying? Here's some okay. So remember how I brought up dieting and weight management? Here goes some that I hope will make your transition into 2023 a lot easier. Okay. You could lose weight by living on the moon because we're lighter up there. You could eat more fruit, snacks. You could lose weight by hiding it somewhere that you won't find it, kind of like my other keys. You could gain enough weight to get on TV to be on The Biggest Loser. You know, there's just so many like practical things that you can do. I could go through these forever. I might post a couple of them on IG, but yeah, man, stop putting so much pressure on yourself at the beginning of the year. You literally have 11 more months to accomplish the things you want to accomplish. Now, is it a good idea to like have like pinpoints or like guidelines of things that you want to do? Absolutely. But like to be like, I'm not going to do this for the whole year. That's just, it doesn't make sense. Like, and it's not realistic. And if there's one thing that I want for you guys this year, it's to be realistic. Okay. So cool. All right. Be realistic with yourself. And don't beat yourself up so much. Like it's been a fucking hard couple of years. So if you're still eating those leftovers, eat those leftovers. Like, who cares? All right. Let's move on. Speaking of holiday nonsense, right? So I know that we've all either been affected, had a family member or friend that was affected, or something that stopped or affected your holiday celebrations or whatever. Southwest Airlines. I feel like they have been canceling flights like for the whole week, which was fucking crazy to me. And it's not that it's crazy, but it's just the way that I felt like everybody was stranded. And I feel like I haven't seen something like that in such a long time. Like in such a long, like I feel like I was a kid the last time I really saw like such like confusion and like annoyance at the fucking airport. But basically, between in this week, Southwest has managed to cancel about 15,000 flights. And actually, no, I'm gonna take this back because this is actually not correct. I want to say that they started canceling on Christmas Eve all the way until yesterday or today. I don't know, but 15,000 flights, right? Okay, and you're like, and I don't know if you guys have ever been on a flight that's been canceled or been at the airport and your flight gets canceled or whatever, whatnot. It's frustrating, right? So let's say like if you're on a layover or something and you're not in your home city, like sometimes you have to make other accommodations. Now, most of the time, if this is something that an inconvenience that's caused that's caused by like weather, something like that, usually the airline will make some kind of arrangement for you. As far as like hotels and shit, when that happens, it's usually like shit close to the airport, right? Just so to make sure that you're not going too far out and that they can get you right back when your plane is ready to go. This was not offered. I'm assuming this wasn't offered because they had no idea when they were going to be back in the air. I don't know. And it's also just strange how like Southwest is like the people that were like most affected by this. Like that's so strange to me because I'm like, all you niggas is up in the sky and it's snowing not everywhere, but everywhere that it would be snowing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why airline or Southwest was affected by it only, or at least as far as like so massively, right? But what's happening is they're actually being sued because they didn't provide refunds or accommodations for all these 15,000 flights that have been canceled. And we're talking 15,000 flights. So that's like, I don't know how many fucking rows are in the airport, in the airplane, but that's mad niggas is what I'm trying to say. It's at least like, I don't know. So it's a bunch of niggas is the point I'm trying to make. Like mad, like thousands of niggas. Like, Okay, cool. So, and when it first was breaking, Southwest had promised to um, reimburse passengers for their expenses and everything. And see, when I hear expenses, that means anything that I had to like eat at the airport because I'm waiting on your ass, anything I had to order from the DoorDash to the airport, any place I had to go to sleep, to pay for to sleep while because my plane wasn't like when I think of expenses of a canceled flight, it could be a lot of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Another $40, $50 Uber to get back to where you were if you're in your home state or if you're in that first location, you know, because I really hate layovers, but I know that some people don't mind them. So you know, it would even be worse if you were in a layover city because like you can't even go back to point A, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, Southwest has not really said too much about what they're trying to do for people, but they have said a statement saying that they are offering 25,000 Southwest like rewards points to every ticketed passenger that was affected by this. And that's cool, I guess. I think that translates to a little bit over $300 per person or per ticket. And that's cool, but not when tickets are expensive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you have rather the $25,000 points through Southwest or these niggas to give you a round trip somewhere else? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like on your next fucking plane ride, you're probably gonna spend more than that 25,000 fucking what you call it, you know what I'm saying? And it's probably not gonna get you both ways when the canceled flights were probably, you know what I'm saying, round trips or whatever the case may be. I don't really know. I don't know, but I just know that wouldn't cut it for me. And apparently it's not cutting it for a lot of people because like in a lot of people's cases, they want their refunds because they're like, well, shit, I can't go anywhere now. The holidays are over. I'm back at work or whatever the case may be. Like, I don't even have time to go anywhere now. So I need that. I need money. Like, I need the money that I've spent on that plane ticket as opposed to the fucking credits. And I know everybody's not like that, but there are some people that feel like that, and that's why we're in this. They are not me. I don't have anything to do with this, but that's why they're in the situation that they're in because some people are like, these points ain't gonna cut it. Period. Point blank. You feel me? So with that being said, what is that noise? Okay, so fun story, right? My son has fucking his Xbox shit, I think, hooked up to my fucking computer, and I don't understand why, and I hate that shit for life. But anyway, so I get like notifications when niggas be like inviting him to like fucking places to fucking play online and shit, and that shit is mad annoying. So, and I'm hoping what's so funny is that if y'all can't hear that, and I'm just over here just rambling and stopping the show for no reason, hilarious. Okay, anyway. So a Dallas-based, or no, is it a Dallas-based? Hold on, let me figure it out. Oh no, actually, a Louisiana-based attorney has taken on the case, and that's where that case is going to be tried in Louisiana. So I don't know how many people will be able to like join in because it looks like it's going to end up being like a class action suit. So anybody who has experienced that this Christmas or holiday season, I should say, you guys might want to check in on that and see if you can get in on that. But like I said that they've sent out emails, and everybody should have probably gotten emails already that you guys are getting those points. But for me, that's not enough. Like, you've inconvenienced me, and that's not enough. Like, especially when the voucher more than likely won't even pay for a whole round trip ticket or like a new vacation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Because like if my going to is canceled, then what the fuck do I need my going back from? Or coming back from? You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, I need you to just comp me my next flight. Like, you can keep these points, comp me my next flight. Wherever the fuck I'm going. Wherever I'm going. So literally wherever I'm going. As long as you fly there, I feel like you should be able to let me go. Boo. That was fine. Okay. Speaking of things that are not rubbing people the right way, right? And it's a local story, so yay. There are two Vegas parents out here, separate parents, not like a couple. that are suing our school district over a high school assignment. Let me put this one out because y'all need to hear this. Okay. So, the assignment had this one person's daughter. She was required to read an explicit monologue. And I'm sorry because I'm like reading it and it's like, okay. A piece of writing later deemed too obscene to read publicly at a school board meeting. So, like, the assignment was for her to read a monologue. And I'm going to get into what exactly the monologue was. I'm going to read you some of the fucking monologue. But it was so bad that the school district, like the fucking board, didn't even want her to read that shit to put it on record. Like, that's how bad it was. So, okay. So, here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It is a couple. It looks like Sandra Evans and Terrell Evans, right? They filed this lawsuit against the district. Basically, these are allegations of unlawful grooming that they're saying and abuse of a minor involving pornographic material. And you're like, what the fuck are they trying to get these kids to say? Okay, so if you're from out here, it's at LVA. So we'll start there, okay? The girl was 15. She's 15 years old. And in March, the teacher of a class assigned an assignment where everybody would write a monologue, right? But then after you write that monologue, you're going to bring that monologue to the class and we're going to fucking white elephant it. And you're going to get somebody else's monologue. And whatever their monologue is, you're going to perform that. Right? Does that make sense? So everybody bring a monologue, put it in the bag. Here, this is what you're gonna read. This is what you're gonna read. That's basically what happened. Okay. The monologue that the fucking people who are suing, the Evanses, I don't know. Okay. They she got a monologue that they're saying contained explicit, obscene, and sexually violent material. It says the teacher helped the other student edit their obscenely violent pornographic monologue, knowing that it would then be provided to another student to read. So, just to back it up a little bit more, so we are all on the same page. Boom, teacher's like, "Yo, write a monologue, bring it to class." Boom, we brought it to class. Put it in a bag, shake them up. I've already edited them. Because she would have had to edit them before. I don't know why I'm really holding on to her throwing all of these pieces of paper in a bag, but that's what's happening, okay, in my mind. So, bring the monologue to class. I'm reading it, proofreading it, editing it, changing it. You need a comma there. You do not spell that like that. These things like that. Red pen, red pen, red pen. And then I'm assuming she had to let them fix it. Cool. Now, bring it to class, throw it in the bag, white elephant, right? Okay. So here is some. Oh no, this is the whole monologue. So are y'all ready? I'm sorry, YouTube. I just put my whole phone in the camera. My bad. See, it's been so long since I've recorded. I don't even know etiquette right now. My apologies. Okay, so here's the whole monologue. All right, I'm gonna put my acting voice on. Y'all ready? All right. I don't love you. And it's not you. It's just, and it says looks down. So looking down. It's just your dick. I don't like your dick or any dick in that case. I cheated, Joe. We were long distance and I'm in college and me and this girl, my roommate, started having some drinks. I thought it was a one-time thing, but then we started going out for coffee. And then she started sleeping in the same bed. I never thought it would get this far, but God, it was like fireworks. It made me realize that with you, it was always like a pencil sharpener that keeps getting jammed. I've tried to look at it from all different perspectives, but the truth is, I'm a fucking lesbian. I'll never love you or any man or any fucking dick. Sorry. Okay, back into character. I hope you find a nice, straight girl because that's not me, and I'm tired of pretending that it is. Insane. Thank you guys. Thanks. So, first of all, this sounds the monologue. Listen, okay. I don't even know where to start, y'all. Okay, boom. Let's start at the fundamentals. Okay, let's back it on up, to the bare base of this fucking monologue. The monologue seems like it is about a woman or a girl coming out, a woman in college coming out to her partner that is not of the same sex. That is the base of the fucking monologue. And it could have been written in a way that this wouldn't be an issue, right? It could have been. It wasn't, but it could have been, because the base of it, if anybody has a problem with the base of the story in the monologue, then you have a problem anyway, and now had nothing to do with us. But once you're like, okay, this is the foundation of the monologue, then that's when it gets kind of fucking crazy, because it's like, damn, like, why did you? Okay, anyway, so my part was, but God, it was like fireworks. She was hella flicking that bean. Okay, cool. So it could have been a good monologue if it didn't have like dick like so many times, and like I mean, they're 15, so they probably don't want y'all cursing. Like, I'm not saying that y'all probably don't curse, like, but they probably don't want y'all cursing, is what I'm trying to say. So there was a way to come out to your class like without like making somebody like have to read this like this. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And the part about the pencil sharpener that keeps getting jammed, like, is it too small? I don't understand. I don't get it. I didn't understand. I don't understand. But anyway, so obviously she took that shit home and was like, yo, they trying to get me to read this in class. And the administrator of the school empathize. What am I trying to say? Empathize. Oh my God. Empathize with them, and basically was like, I'd be pissed off if that was an assignment given to my daughter. And even told them that they were handling the issue better than he would, and told them that it wouldn't get swept under the rug. This was in like March though, so I don't really know what is happening. Yeah. So then let me see. Let's go back. So it says that the parents agreed to allow the administrator to speak to their daughter about the assignment only if a female administrator was present. The lawsuit said the administrator, however, met with the student alone. After not hearing about what happened in the meeting between her daughter and the administrator, the mother requested another meeting with additional staff, including the school counselor. So I would like to know what happened in that fucking conversation when the dude administrator, like, he was like, "What you don't like girls?" Like what did he say? Like, I don't know. But basically, they are very serious about this suing thing. They tried to go to the fucking LV PD, or Metro, but they were like, girl, this is not our jurisdiction. But yeah, anyway, so I don't know what's gonna happen, but that shit is crazy. And it's so funny because my daughter is about to be a 6th grader, and so now she's like starting to look into, like, she wants to like maybe go to a charter school, and I'm like on the fence about it because I'm a public school kid, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but whatever. And it's not really a real reason that she really wants to change schools, besides the fact that one of her friends is like moving out of town, whatever, blah blah blah. But it's just interesting because like LVA is a fine arts school. And it's something, I've just been like, maybe LVA. And then they're like, oh, they're getting people to read vulgar coming out fucking monologues. Like, like, listen, and there's nothing wrong with a good monologue, even a good coming out monologue, but this ain't it, y'all. Like, this isn't it. So I don't know what's going to happen. I wonder if the teacher will get fired. Probably, because I feel like that's where the blame lies, right? Because like you saw what that person wrote, and you could have been like, "Nigga, you can't say this," but they didn't. All right. So speaking of people getting sued, a commercial landlord is suing Twitter, like the whole, like all of it, for breach of contract, because basically the company has a office in San Francisco and Elon told them niggas to stop paying rent. And you're like, what? Because that doesn't make sense. But actually, apparently Elon had told a lot of people to stop paying rent on the Twitter office spaces, including for its headquarters, and I told employees to not pay company vendors in an apparent effort to cut costs. But wait a second though, because like if you're talking about cutting cost, cool. So you just skip paying your fucking office rent and your fucking vendors for for a couple months, but like when they get pissed off, they're gonna do this and they're gonna sue you. And then are you really saving money, or now are you gonna have to fork over money like way more than you probably were spending? Like it's fucking, he is so weird. And honestly, I thought that he said that he was done with Twitter because the fucking Tesla fucking shareholders are getting pissed over there because he's doing too much. Anyway, so according to the complaint, oh my God, just start the whole thing over. According to a copy of the complaint filed last week in California Superior Court in San Francisco, Twitter missed a rent payment of $136,000 and $136,260 for its 650 California Street office. Is that like a month? Like, is that a month? Could you imagine? That's insane. I mean, it's for office building, but that still seems like a lot. I feel like. Anyway, I don't know. It doesn't matter. They didn't pay it, so it doesn't matter. So then they got a notice from the landlord on the 16th of December telling them they had 5 more days to make payments to avoid risking losing the property or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I guess we're gonna go to court. Like, that's basically what this nigga's doing. But like, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around, just stop paying everybody and then we'll have more money. Like, okay, but oh man. Okay. So here is something interesting. So I was always a fan of the fucking Claire Danes, Leo DiCap, Romeo and Juliet, but there is a pretty well-known version of this from like, I want to say like 67, 68, something like that. And it is, the same fucking story, but the person who, what's the director's name? Franco Zeffirelli. Yes, I said that. Okay, so Franco Zeffirelli's adaptation of Romeo and Juliet is being sued. It's in a lawsuit from the film's leading actors. So the Olivia Hussey, who played Juliet, and Leonard Whiting, who played Romeo, are suing Paramount Pictures for the sexual exploitation and child abuse over the use of nude footage in the movie. They were 15 and 16, respectively, at that time. They are looking for about $500 million. That much. Like, did this movie even make $500,000 to be trying to, or $500 million? Like, I highly doubt it. Anyway, so apparently in the film, there's a scene where Romeo and Juliet are briefly depicted partially naked on their wedding night. Hussey and Whiting are now 71 and 72 years old, so they claim that their consent was violated by Zeffirelli, who died in 2019. Why? Okay. Why are we waiting so long? Why are you waiting so long to say that you had a problem with that? Like, because you would have had a problem with that, like, when the movie got released. Or even so, like, you would have had a problem with that when you were 21. Like, you were 30. Like, you're 71 and 72 now. Like, okay. Anyway. And then at least, like, this nigga's dead now. Like, well, anyway. So the complaint alleges that the director decided at the last minute to scrap the colored cover-ups that he told the actors that they would be wearing during the scene. he said that basically like the cameras would show that it was a fucking suit and you got to just take it off, right? So he encouraged them to use body makeup instead. The guy was shot from behind because you know how people were so afraid of like showing men naked back then for real. But they would be so easily influenced and like okay with like showing some titties because that's what happened. So he's shot from behind, and then she is forward facing with her breast exposed in the scene. So basically, they also said that the fucking director said that he would put the camera in a way that they wouldn't even really be seen at all naked. But he says, obviously, that's not true if there's a scene that shows her titties, right? So she said, the attorney says what they were told and what went on were two different things. They trusted Franco. At 16, as actors, they took his lead, and that he would not violate that trust they had. Franco was their friend, and frankly, at 16, what do they do? There are no options. There was no Me Too, and that's cool. But it was a while. But you could have said something before now, though, right? Like you're 71 and 72, like for real. Like you would have been disturbed by this at 21, right? I don't know. I don't want to. Is this victim blaming? Is this victim shaming? I don't know. But I just think that's pretty fucking crazy. Like the child 70. I feel like one of their kids or something was like, Granny, your titties are in this movie. Like, that's not right. And she was like, it's not? Like, that's what happened. Okay. So, anyway, speaking of grandmas, Matthew Lawrence and fucking Chili from TLC are dating. What? And it's not like I don't even know how old Matthew is 42, Chili is 51. Okay, you guys know who Matthew Lawrence is, right? He's from Boy Meets World. And he isn't he Joey Lawrence's little brother, I believe? Um, I just still assume that this nigga was like wearing backwards hats and fucking cross colors. Like, I just didn't think that he like grew up into an adult that would be able to marry or not marry, but date Chili. But that is interesting. They posted a video on TikTok, dancing to "Take Me On" or "Take On Me." Is it take me? Oh, "Take On Me." Take on me. Okay, yeah, take on me. Because I was like, which one do we say first? Take on me, take me on. Anyway, take on me. Y'all know that song. They had matching pajamas on, and they were kicking it on New Year's Eve, and that's cute as fuck. And apparently, they had been seen before, maybe like at the end of the summer, just kind of like chilling or whatever. But like they have made it official right before Thanksgiving. They spent Thanksgiving together, and basically all the holidays since. So he's met her family. Boom, bam, pow. I mean, it's cute. I just, he just still feels like a child to me. Like he kind of still looks like a child, and he's like 42. That's awesome. So drugs and shit didn't affect him. That's dope because so many fucking child stars have happened. Oh, wait a second. I wrote a note to go back about this Romeo and Juliet thing. If we're waiting all these years to sue people, I'm gonna have to tell Brooke Shields, wasn't it Brooke Shields? And whoever that nigga was, that you guys could probably sue for the people who made Black or Blue Lagoon, because even as a child, that movie made me feel so uncomfortable that like I've never even wanted to watch it again as an adult. And I have always kind of side eyed people that have told me that that's their favorite movie, Blue Lagoon. So if you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. It's not I mean, it's like a nah. See, no, I can't even say like it's a cool story because it's not. But it's a story, okay? It's a fucking movie that they used to play on TNT all the fucking time. That's how I seen it. And if they are suing for some shit 50 years ago, then you could probably get on something wasn't right in the story of Blue Lagoon. Maybe it was just the actual story of Blue Lagoon that was just too wild for me. Anyway, so there's that. And also, that's cool, Maddie. Like, I like it. He's always with Matthew Lawrence. Let me not disrespect this man. I mean, You think he's like Matthew? Like, I mean, we know that Chili had to have dated somebody else since Usher, but like, he is our last reference for the people that she's dated. So I'm looking at Usher and I'm looking at Matt Lawrence, and it's not clicking. But I will also say, I think that as people get older, the things that they are attracted to change. So, and I'm not saying that like, okay, damn, I feel like I'm like hella like being rude to him. Like, I'm not being rude to you, bro. It's just I don't understand. But good luck to you guys. 2023 is y'all year. Make it do what it do. Okay, let's move on. Speaking of things I don't understand, right? This Idaho shit, right? So you guys remember when it first broke, it seemed like the fucking cops weren't doing anything, right? Like they weren't really like copping non-stopping like they should have been, right? And it just felt like we weren't getting enough information. And as a person that is into like true crime and like all that stuff like that, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I want to know what's happening. Why don't you guys have anything? You guys should have something. But then the logical real life person that I am, right, is like, damn, bitch, if they tell you all this stuff, you could possibly be fucking up their investigation. You can cause a person that did it to run or for them to destroy evidence or anything, right? So you have to understand that that's why they don't fucking tell you everything. So boom. But now I have some questions because the person that they arrested as the killing suspect, he has waived his extradition from Pennsylvania and he is on his way to fucking Idaho. And I don't know. I was talking to Josh about this and I'm like, I don't really know that somebody who is guilty will waive that right. And also, I'm not saying that he didn't do that shit because they obviously, again, with all of the silence that was happening, they have to have like something on him. And everybody's like, oh, but they have the DNA. We don't really know what kind of DNA and stuff like that. But then also, I just don't think they would have stalled us out for so long for some DNA because DNA is not taking like I don't. Okay, let me stop acting like I work in a fucking crime lab, but like I don't feel like DNA should be taking a month, right? For a fucking result. Dexter used to get that shit within like 24 hours. So that's all I'm saying. But he is about to go face murder charges in Idaho. And if he had an opportunity to not go and stay in Pennsylvania, I don't know why he wouldn't have done that if he was guilty, right? Because you're like, damn, I'm literally walking to my fucking electric chair, basically. But anyway, on Tuesday, the judge asked him if he had any mental health issues. He said no. Because basically he want to know, like, nigga, are you out of your fucking rocker for waiving this right? And apparently he says no. His father even shook his head no. And that's it. He's going to be handed over within the next 10 days. And he's also invoked his right to be silent going forward. That's what his attorney has told us. And so the reason I bring this up, right, is because for real, really think about that. What if it's not him? And I'm not saying like I don't have another suspect, unfortunately, because we don't have a lot of information, but why would he just waive his right and like be actively okay with going to a place that's he might, you know what I'm saying? Like he's going to Idaho to fucking possibly be like sentenced for murder. And it's just like I feel like if I was guilty, right? I am going to I'm gonna make you guys jump through all the hoops y'all have to fucking get me there. I'm not just gonna voluntarily go unless I could prove that maybe I wasn't there. Or maybe like I could prove that it wasn't me. Like I don't know, and because it's not my responsibility to necessarily say who it was, it's my responsibility to defend me. And so if I can prove that it wasn't me, then y'all got to go back to the drawing board and figure out who it was, right? And it just seems like I would be stalling these niggas out if I was guilty. So I don't know what that means. His parents his whole family was there. You know, he mouthed that I love you guys, and they were crying and all stuff like that. So like he has support. Um, I don't know. He's been in a max. What do you call it? What do you call that? Max security. He's been a max security prisoner. And I don't know. He says that his attorney says he's a nice guy. I mean, I don't know what that means because, like, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. So I guess we're gonna figure it out and find out. But it's just that's something interesting. I've never seen, or if I have, I haven't noticed. I haven't noticed that a person who has ended up being guilty. I've never known anybody to waive that right to make niggas work to get me to move. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what that means, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna find that shit out for sure. All right. So finally, right? I got something a little bit more lighthearted, right? Because that's my vibe. There is a apartment complex, and I don't know where it was. I just saw it on TikTok. But the apartment complex is offering $50 off rent in exchange for any videos of residents who have dogs and they do not clean up their dog shit. So the TikTok that I ran into, it's a couple, and basically they just sit in their car and basically like just watch people with their dogs and report them. So, and apparently it's every video, right? So every single time they get a video, it's $50 off. So I mean, they said that 1 month we paid $650 rent and poop videos. Like OMG. OMG. Could you imagine? That's like that's literally half like of rent. Like just because you caught niggas not cleaning up their shit. And you know what's so crazy is that like when you live in complexes, like niggas really don't do that shit. And that shit is so annoying and I hate it. And I'll be like, damn, do I hate it because I don't have an animal? But I'm like, no, because like I wouldn't, no, you don't leave that shit. You literally don't leave that shit. So kudos to you guys for paying at least half of your rent, if not most of it, because I don't know where you are or how much rent is where you are. But kudos to you. Can fight the good fight. Now, eventually, these niggas are going to tell you to stop because you're not getting a month for free. So just pace yourself, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, guys. That's it. It's time for the one up for the week. So remember how earlier I was telling you that I picked up a couple new like things that I'm really good at. Now, I don't know. I can't remember if I told you guys on air before, but I've been doing my own nails for like since like April of last year. And I've been like kind of like focusing really hard because I am learning like how to use like acrylic and stuff, but I've been focusing on press-ons because like that's kind of the wave. And for me, I like them because I can kind of just change them whenever the fuck I want and I can reuse them. So that is one of the skills that I've picked up. And I'm saying that on air to say that I see y'all messages on IG. I see y'all's DMs on Twitter. And we're gonna expand. I mean, you guys know that I podcast, I do bartending, but I have so much other shit that I want to do, and I'm gonna make this year like my year to share more of my talents with the world. And so that's my one up for the week to you, is I implore you to do the exact same. Make sure that this year you find something, whether it be one thing or fucking three things like me. um, find something that you're good at that people don't, that you haven't been good at before, or you never even thought to try, and share that shit with the world. Like, the world fucking wants to know about it. Like, I didn't think that people cared that I was like designing these, but apparently people do, and they want them. So that's awesome. So yeah, man, like, don't fucking shortchange yourself. I think we tend to do that a lot. And don't do that. Share your talents with the world. And that is my one up for the week. And this is episode 152. And it has been my pleasure to be here with you. I love this shit. I will for sure see you guys next week. Happy fucking holidays. Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season. And now that we're out of it and we're fucking coming back to sanity, I'll be here with you every step of the way. All right, guys. Until next week. See you later. Bye.